Hello and welcome. What I wanted to go over to today is super quick level building. So I see a lot of online tutorials talking about super quick prototyping. You can do things if I go into modeling it, I believe. Yeah, you've got like CubeGrid, which is a fantastic tool for creating super quick prototypes. I've actually got one over here I can show you real quick. Super quick prototypes. So for example, just something real simple here that we've got something for the players to kind of jump over this hole, and then there's a ramp that they can go up. You've got some windows and you've got the roof elements. Great, so you've kind of created your prototype. What do we do next? And that's what this tutorial is based on. So you'll see this game that I'm working on. This is a game, the working title is Target Runner. As you see, it's a castle. And the basic idea of this game is it's kind of like an adventure game with some platforming and some puzzle solving. And the way it works is you'll have these corridors, and then you kind of have this preparation room, pre-room, I don't know what you want to call it, but this kind of gives you a few kind of clues at how you solve the puzzle. This is the first one, very simple, press the button. And then that's basically the game. It just kind of repeats. So you have these corridors, and you have this tunnel, and then this room here, and then we've got another puzzle to solve. And you can go through all of these tunnels and kind of keep going through and solve all the puzzles. Great. And you can imagine if you're building this whole castle all by yourself, that's a lot of work. You can imagine all of these walls here. You've got quite a lot of detail. You've got these columns here. You've got the walls. These what do you call the little castle bits? I really should know the name of that. These bobbly bits at the top. I don't know what you want to call them. And you've got the towers and all the roofs. You can imagine placing all of this element by element is painful. You can see here I've got my castle. You've got all of these bits here. So you've got, I'm putting a wall down, and then I've got to put this down, and oh my god, it's gonna be a nightmare, and it's gonna go on and on and on. So what do we do? So what I've chosen to do is, well, you've got two options here. Firstly, you can once you've created one of these elements, you can, as I was showing you there, you can put down your wall. You can get all of the detail, all of the bits you want, and then you can. Let's put down two bits there. So we got that wall. This terrible example here, but there you go. Let's try and get it aligned at least. There you go. We'll put it at the bottom. These two bits here, right? So you can then kind of select both of those, and you can right-click on those. I completely missed that, didn't I? Right-click on that, and then you can kind of group these elements. That kind of works. It's kind of not too great. Obviously, you can then kind of duplicate the groups and things like that. But for me, it kind of gets a bit messy of where everything is, and it's not kind of easy to kind of tell what bit is what. And yeah, it just gets messy. And also, kind of in future, if you want to expand the element, kind of edit it or anything like that, it kind of gets a bit messy. What I prefer to do is creating blueprints. So what you can actually do is, if I show you that again, we've built a wall. Look at that lovely bit of wall. This time we're going to put let's put a column on it. This time we'll put a column on the side. Oh, that didn't work, did it? There we go. So we got a wall and a column. I mean, maybe I'll try a little bit harder. And there you go. There you go. We've got a column on one side. Lovely. What you can do then is, instead of grouping your elements here, if we go all the way up here, we've got convert selection to blueprint class. What you actually want to do here is then, in this instance, we want a static mesh. It's not an actor, it's just literally a group of static meshes. Give it a sensible name, put it in a sensible path, and then select. I'm not going to do that because that's absolutely rubbish. But yeah, you get the idea. And then you can create loads of blueprints. And why that is useful then is, if I go into my castle elements, you'll see here I've got kind of groups of all of my different elements. These are all of my static meshes. As I was showing you there, you've got all of your different bits of walls, roofs, whole bunch of stuff. If I go into blueprints, now I've got loads of different bits for building stuff really quickly. I've got ceiling elements, columns, floors, roof elements, stairs, towers, walls, and so on. But the bit I'm going to show you now is the corridors. So this is that first element that I'm showing you there, all of these corridors. So let's show you. So it does take a bit of work, obviously, to create these elements, but it's totally worth it, in my opinion. It will really speed up your workflow, and what I mean by workflow is just simply how much work you can produce in any given amount of time. So if you can imagine, if I'm doing this manually and creating all of these columns, all of these elements, it's going to take me forever. But if I put the time up front, create these building blocks, and that's basically what they are. They are just kind of Lego building blocks, as you were. Then I can build stuff super quick, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So if we go into here and we go into corridors, I've got a whole bunch of different stuff, but let's start with something like this. Let's build it, bring it up somewhere so you can actually see what's going on. And here is my corridor. As you see, it just kind of looks like one bit of the corridor that I showed you earlier. A few pro points that I'm going to give you is I've built all of these to a grid system, basically. So this is like 1,000 pixels long and 1,000 pixels wide. Pixels, I don't know what it is. Grid units. What are grid units? Are they pixels? I don't know. If you know in the comments, let me know. I don't know. What are grid units? Anyway, it's 1,000 grid units, whatever a grid unit is. So let's turn that on. So yeah, build it to a grid system. That will make everything. That will make, again, your workflow just so much quicker. I am a single developer working on this game. As you see, it's very much work in progress. There's a lot of mess going on, but it's very early days, so that's fine. But obviously my time is very limited, so anything to get my workflow quicker, I'm all over it. So yeah, grid systems, great, do a grid system. So yeah, this is 1,000 somethings by 1,000 somethings, and why that is super useful, if I drag this out, you can see, oh, look at this, look, and that is snapping beautifully together. And we are very quickly, in seconds, we have created a corridor. Look at that, in no time at all. What I'm doing there, by the way, if you don't know the hot controls, if you're dragging out there, obviously that's going to drag out the box there. But what we want to do is actually create a new one. So if you hold down Alt and then drag in the direction you want, you can drag in any direction, but I want it to go this way, don't I? So there you go. I've created a new element. Oh, don't do that. There you go. I've created a new element. And another pro point on creating these Lego building blocks is if you do it with the blueprint, you can then have the pivot point right bang in the center of the blueprint. And why that is super useful. Let's say, like, I've got this corridor, now I want to turn right. No problem. I can just hold down Alt, drag this out. There you go. Give it a rotate. Boom. We're now going that way. And I can just keep on going. And there we go. Obviously, we have a problem here. That we want a corner unit. But that's fine. Here's one I made earlier. So let me just show you. We've got different corner units. As you see, I've got kind of just different variants. I've got some stairs and everything, but I'll show you this corner unit here. So let's drag that out and bring that up here and put that in the corner. And this will bring me on to my next pro tip. So I found after I've created all of these Legos, that are super useful. As I said, the pivot point really kind of helped. But then when you're skipping from element to element, so obviously I've got these straight units, but now I want to align this this corner unit with the other straight ones. And I was burning up a whole bunch of time just kind of, right, let's drag this in here. Right, we want to move this up here, go up a little bit. Oh, look, it's not quite perfect. Oh, I need to bring it up just a little bit. What, that much? Oh, God. And just No one's having fun here, are they? Like, this is just taking far too long. And look, oh no, they don't align correctly. It's a nightmare, and that took far too long. That took absolutely far too long, didn't it? So, what I ended up doing, I'll take you back to the start of my game actually. So as I said, the game kind of starts here in these corridors here. What I ended up doing was actually aligning all of these to to the location grid. So you'll see all of these, especially this one, is at location 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, which makes things again another addition to your workflow, another way to kind of speed up your workflow. This makes things so much quicker. If everything's to a grid, and that element, as you see there, is just right. That's 1,000 that way. That's now 1,000 in the green direction, and so on. And you see this is all 0. Oh, you'll see Unreal will occasionally kind of get this wrong and add a 0.00001. Just ignore that. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, as you'll see, all of these elements as I go through that wall over there, everything is aligned to the grid, and this just makes working with all of your blueprints so much quicker. So let's get rid of all of these and show you what I mean. So this is all over the place. This is no good. So what you want to do is change this. So I can just kind of punch this into something. Where's it going to jump to? Over there. That's near enough 30. Oh no, not 30. What, like 3 more zeros? Yeah, there you go. And what? 3,500? That'll be about right, won't it? There you go. And this will make things oh, don't move it once I've done it. This will make things so much easier to work with. So now I can just drag things out, and everything will be a nice, easy number to work with. So you might be screaming now at the screen that you've built your castle. Look, you've built this whole lovely castle, and it's nothing aligns. Like, I can't do what you're saying. It's a nightmare. Don't worry, I've got you covered. What you can do then is you can actually, what I ended up doing is I did exactly that. I built my whole castle. Well, I had a few proof of concepts, a few buildings. I think it was this building here, and nothing aligned nicely to my grid. So what I ended up doing was actually kind of shifting everything. So I've put everything in folders, all my castle elements. So I could then select all of my elements in this folder. Well, there are quite a lot, and then shift them. What I ended up doing was actually creating a custom snap point. As you see here, it was like 2,600. So I could actually move it to align specifically to get everything to align to that 0, 0, 0, which again, it's a bit of a faff. It's a bit of a pain to do, but once you've done it, then creating levels, it just makes everything so much quicker. So if you go up to your editor preferences, snapping, I think it's snapping. It's going to put me on the spot at the moment, isn't it now? Yeah, here you go. Decimal grid sizes, and you can just add a new one. So if it can be, you could be thousands out, and it could be a horrible random number. It doesn't matter. You can just figure out which number you need, add that snapping on there, select all your elements, and then just move it to whatever snap you want. And then you can align even an existing map that doesn't align to something nice and easy. It doesn't have to be 0, 0, 0, just something nice and easy to work with, rather than having to deal with random horrible numbers. So that brings me back all the way back to the point. We've created this. Then we're going to do a random. Well, we're not going to do random. We've got the corner. Now we want to add a corner. Throw that corner down. Oh no, it doesn't align. It's some sort of weird thing. We don't have to spend ages trying to, align it manually or all of that nonsense. We can just go here. All right, there's the blue element. The blue, not element, blue Z axis. I don't know what it is. I can't do words today. I can't do words. Anyway, the blue one, we're aligning with the blue axis. I'm going to call it an axis. Then we're going to align with the green. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to an existing blueprint, copying the location information. I've done the blue, I've done the green, now I'm going to do the red. All looks a bit confusing, but trust me there. So now that perfectly aligns with that element, and then I can just turn on my grid snapping, and there you go. We've got a perfect alignment. Boom. Oh, it's going the wrong way though, isn't it? It needs to go that way. And there you go. So, there you have it. I think that's everything I want to say. Hope you find that useful. There you go. This is a nice corridor created in just a few minutes. Nice and easy. Simple as that. So yeah, if you find any of this information useful, please like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. If you like this content, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. If you've got any requests for any other content, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.